Matters. Okay, welcome to Matters on Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Yeah, my name is Jude. Ikami Jude, and I do this, like I said, every weekday, okay, between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m., dissecting issues one after the other, happening in our dear country, Nigeria, issues happening in the polity. So I bid you welcome to the show this afternoon. Check your time is 1:34 p.m. here in Lagos, Nigeria. And don't forget that we are streaming live across all of our social media platforms. That is at VOP 90.3 FM. We're streaming on YouTube alongside. Just go there to the search bar, your search bar, and just type VOP 90.3 FM. That's Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. And then you can watch us live and, of course, run to the comment section. And, of course, do drop your comment as quickly as you can, okay? And don't forget that our WhatsApp number is open and running right about now, okay? Yeah, the WhatsApp number is just there, 0700 903 903 9. Again, 0700 903 903 9. Okay. This beautiful afternoon, we've got a whole lot to look at, to look into. Actually, it's all about strike, a labor strike. This afternoon or today, as it were. It's been strike here and there, a whole lot, happening as regards strike in Nigeria. But then what do we say? I'll just get to look at issues objectively this afternoon without bias, without any form of bias. Okay? So let's just rule like that. I have via the telephone a public affairs analyst, a social enthusiast. Yes, he is joining me via the telephone. Like I said, he is Victor Arogunyo, joining me all the way from Edo State this afternoon. All right. Before I get to bring him on board, let's just get to relay, first of all, some of the issues. Okay, I think it's better we start like that. I think that's better. Let's start from there. All right, don't forget, I told you my guest is Victor Arogunyo. Okay, let's say hello to Victor quickly this afternoon. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Hello, good afternoon, the presenter.
Yes.
And good afternoon, listener. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. Good to have you join us again today.
Thank you.
All right, let me drive you around the country quickly in a few minutes before I get to bring you in and hear what you have to say as regards all of this. Now, it's about the labor strike. We hear that students are being sent home, and of course banks are locked in Oshogbo. Students in public schools in Oshogbo, Osun State, were sent home, today following the nationwide strike declared by the Nigerian Labour Congress, the NLC, and of course the Trade Union Congress, which is the TUC. We observed that students from various public, primary and secondary schools were seen on the roads heading back home. Now, let me leave Oshogbo now and get to Kano. The Kano State chapter of the Nigerian Labour Congress has also joined the nationwide strike in compliance with the directives of the national body of the union. You see, we monitored the situation in Kano and we report that the primary and secondary schools, as well as tertiary institutions, have also joined the strike. All right. VOP observed that primary and secondary school pupils who went to school as early as 7:30 a.m. Were compelled to return home as they did not meet teachers in the school. They did not meet teachers in school. And now let me bring you to Lagos, where we are right now. Affiliates of the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria in Lagos State today complied also with the directive of the two labor unions, the NLC and the TUC, to embark on an indefinite, nationwide strike. The National Executive Council meeting of the labor unions held on November the 13th, 2023 in Abuja resolved to embark on the strike. The decision, anyway, was due to the alleged failure of the federal government to address issues affecting workers such as the minimum wage, 1, insecurity, 2, corruption, 3, and poor governance. Yes. Also, both unions had made some demands which the government had allegedly failed to address following the recent crisis in Imo that resulted in the alleged brutalization of the NLC president, Joe Ajaero, and other members of the union. Now, that is what is actually playing out in Lagos as we speak right now. And then I would also go through, I would also bring in what is happening, or rather relay what is happening in other states as we move. But you are a public affairs analyst, Victor Arumuyo. Tell us the position of things right now. This strike we're seeing almost every now and then. Some persons have come out to say, hey, the NLC and the TUC should shelf their sword and listen to what the federal government is saying. And then some persons are saying, well, no, the fact that Joe Ajaero was seriously brutalized, is enough for the unions to go on strike. Victor Arugunyo, tell us what you feel about the strike going on right now in some parts of the country.
Yeah, thank you once again for having me. What is playing out right now in Nigeria, for me, is not unexpected, because the federal government, for the past few weeks, have been playing with the Nigeria workers and all the issues raised by the Labour Congress, so the TUC and the NLC. Now, you know that when the current President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, was sworn in, one of the first decisions he took, immediately he took the oath of office, was to remove fuel subsidy. And of course, the removal of fuel subsidy came with a lot of issues. And of course, immediately workers, Nigerian Labour Congress and the TUC wanted to go on strike. And of course, through the Chief of Staff, the leadership of National Assembly, they all intervened that a tripartite committee was put up. What is a tripartite committee? A committee that has to do with the government on one side, the labor, and of course, the other interested parties.
Okay.
Now, that committee came out with some resolution, which federal government was briefed, and the government promised to do something. But as I speak to you now, none of those things that the government promised to do, they have done. Like I told you in one of the program, in one of the interview you granted me, I did tell you that I live somewhere in Kuje, around the port area, Port Road, and that the places where we used to enter vehicles, 300 naira, 250, has skyrocketed. And the average wage of the workers in Abuja has not increased. So this is actually causing a lot of pain to our workers. So what Labour is doing right now is in tandem with the founding principle of Labour movement, not just in Nigeria, all over the world. Let's come back to the issue of Joe Ajaero, who was brutalized in Imo by some miscreants. Yes, I look at it very objectively from two angles.
All right.
Now, yes, I agree that what happened in Imo was bad, it's barbaric. Not in this 21st century that kind of thing can happen. Now, the issues that were raised in Imo, by the issues Imo's workers raised, Kogi workers also raised such issues. Non-implementation of minimum wage, non-implementation of palliative and all of that were also raised in Kogi, because election took place in about three states: Bayelsa, Imo, and Kogi.
State,
now, one would expect that. They say whatever that is good for the geese is good for the gander. If Nigeria Labour Congress, the NLC, and TUC, for example, want to push for the demands of workers in Imo, they should have as well be pushing for those things both in Kogi. So it is on that ground, some political watchers are beginning to see NLC as being partisan. Perhaps they want to create sympathy for the Labour Party man who is in Imo. So it's on the strength that they are doing all of that. So what I'm saying in essence is that going forward, when there are issues that are related to states, if you want to declare strike, the strike should have been done in all of those states that have not complied. Apart from Edo, Lagos, Abuja, few states that actually comply for the minimum wage and of the palliative and all of that. Majority of the states have not done that. So one would expect that if Joe and his group are going to Imo, another team should also have gone to Kogi, another state, so that it will not, their position will not be seen being partisan. But be that as it may, that was not enough for those miscreants who mishandled Joe Ajero in Imo to have done that in the capital in Owerri. It is very bad, it is condemnable. In the 21st century, nobody expects that kind of a thing to happen. But generally, the country is very bad. I was in the village. I was in Akoko Edo, Lakose, Ibilo, Azi, in Gara. I went around to see the pulse of our people about what is happening. People are hungry. People are dying. There is hunger in the land. And this hunger is currently turning to famine. So what Labour is doing, Labour is not only speaking for Nigerian workers. I think Labour has become the embodiment of the sufferings of the entire Nigeria. I think this is the situation right now.
All right. Then let's also relay this. Affiliate unions have joined the nationwide strike that the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, and the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria commenced today. The NLC released union circulars demonstrating its compliance with the rule on Twitter, this morning. Well, I am just trying to relay that, maritime, academic, medical staff unions, others have, of course, joined the nationwide strike. Now, ASU, like I mentioned, has also directed staff. But here is where I'm actually going to. The federal government, the Minister of Labor and Employment and Productivity, Simon Along, has convened a meeting with labor leaders as the nationwide strike begins. We learned that leaders of the Nigerian Labour Congress and, of course, the Trade Union Congress are expected at the meeting, that will be held today. Do you think that this meeting, Mr. Victor, can go any way to put down or force this presence to put down, some of these agitations? I mean, would this meeting lead to any form of, or would it have any vital conclusion?
Well, I don't want to sound pessimistic, but I must say very quickly that the trajectory right from Buhari up till now has not changed. Labour and government has never been able to achieve anything, in my opinion, for the past almost 9 years now. Why do I say so?
Okay.
When former governor, former senator, Ngige, who was the minister of labor,
yeah,
and productivity then, severally held meetings with the leadership of Nigeria Labour Congress and TUC. Labour, we agree on certain terms, but federal government has not fulfilled any of theirs. That was the reason why the university teachers had to go on strike for a very long time. If you remember, it was because Labour did not, federal government did not heed to their own part of the agreement. Now, so fast forward it back to where we are right now. Tinubu set up a committee where the chief of staff is a member, not a higher government official. One of the committee, Senator Adam Shomole, who helped in brokering some of these things, was also a member. But none of the things that was agreed upon, let me just mention two.
All right.
Government said, okay, because of this hardship and all of that, they're going to give 40,000 naira, 30,000 from 30 to 25 and all of those things. Flat rate to all workers. As I speak to you now, that has not happened. Government said they're going to bring CNG buses. Of course, talk about that was one of the agreement. Those CNG buses, if according to, apart from what I read this morning, that some has been arrived but have not seen them. Since when Tinubu was sworn in that it was agreed, we have not seen them. The Tinubu administration also talked about sitting down with Labour to review their salary, and that what they are earning now is not a living wage that can take anybody home. A committee was set up. Up till now, the federal government is aggressive. It's touching that meeting. So Lalong fixing a meeting for today, an emergency meeting to meet with the leadership of Labour, both NLC and TUC. Like I said, I don't want to sound pessimistic, but I don't see any good thing that will come out of it, because Sam Lalong should have used the opportunity, because the government NLC actually gave about 2 weeks of grace, if you remember.
Of course.
That if government failure to do this, we are going to do this. One would expect that the Minister of Labour should have taken that window given by Nigeria Labour Congress and TUC to interact with them, possibly negotiate, and arrive at a compromise. But they did not do that. Why the federal government didn't take advantage of the window about 2-3 weeks given by Labour? Is it now that the strike has taken place and that once the minister is now trying to negotiate? What is he negotiating? So I really do not see anything tangible, holding anything tangible coming out from the meeting. I'm not being pessimistic, but this is how I feel.
That's how you see it. Now, let me take you to Delta. Delta workers stayed at home following the industrial action also. As early as 8 a.m., the federal and state secretariats along Okpanam Road and Miriam Babangida Way, respectively, were shut with the gates padlocked by union members out to enforce the strike action. Academic activities in secondary schools in Asaba metropolis were also disrupted as students were turned back home. Now, the big one is, what is playing out in Imo State. The situation is quite different. The Imo State civil servants and, bank workers today ignored the Nigerian Labour Congress NLC leadership directive for workers to embark on a nationwide strike. What do we call that, actually? When there is a breakaway from the rule, from the fight, the general fight, and some persons are actually, breaking away from it, exempting themselves out of the strike. Our correspondent, monitored the situation and reports that workers defied the order of the labor union as the gates to the secretariat were wide open for workers. Several workers were saying at the various, duty posts, discussing the outcome of the governorship election, which was won by Governor Hope Uzodinma for another 4-year term. Mr. Victor, what do you call this actually? All in the country, or some parts of the country are actually, having their own time. They are staying away from work. And in Imo State is different. What do we call this?
Well, to put it very simply, there's no labor movement in Imo anymore. Maybe until after the next 4 years of Hope Uzodinma. That's what I can tell you.
Are you serious about this?
Anymore?
In the next 4 years?
That has been the trajectory. The government of Imo State have imprisoned the conscience of labor leaders in Imo. They have brought them over. In fact, what happened to Ajero, who went to Imo to participate in a strike? If you saw all the releases, the workers in Imo, the labor union, they issued a statement that they did not invite Joe Ajero for any rally. It was as bad as that. So, what they did today by flouting the rules or the directives of the national body is not unexpected, because that has been their trajectory since when Hope Uzodinma assumed as governor of Imo State.
And of course, organized labor, or rather the federal government have come out to say that the strike is not in nation's interest. Should we accept that at this point in time, that the strike is not in the nation's interest? This is the presidency cautioning labor right now.
I would rather put it this way, that the presidency is not attuned to the feelings of ordinary Nigerians. I would rather say that what Labour is doing right now is even belated. Labour has lost some respect nationwide because they have compromised many times, so that, Tinubu is just coming in, let's give him 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, and all of that. So that's why we are where we are. So what the presidency is saying, I think it's just a blackmail. They are trying to blackmail labor people to coercion, and I think they are not going to yield into that blackmail.
Okay.
It's a cheap blackmail.
A cheap blackmail, you call it. You made a statement earlier. You said in the past 9 or 10 years, the Nigerian Labour Congress have not been able to come up with anything reasonable. Like, it's just been strike and futility. What do you think is really the cause of it? Is it because the union is not, all of their plans don't hold water? Is it that they are not really united? Or is it that there is an internal force? Do you think the federal government has been doing everything to counter all of the force that the union has been coming up with at different occasions? What do you think is really the cause of this?
The last time Nigeria actually had a labor leader was when Oshomole was the president of NLC, Tony Obasanjo. Since when Oshomole left as president of NLC, Nigeria workers have not been fortunate to have a very vibrant, articulate, a man who can inspire workers to action. We have not seen that since Oshomole left. But having said so, the current leaders that we have had over the years, since after Oshomole left, have not been able to pressure government to do anything. Either because perhaps they have cheapened themselves to some government officials, and because they've done that, they have lost faith and lost respect. So when they now back, it doesn't hold water. I'm sure that could be part of it. And also, the government has also used the judiciary. Each time labor threatening to go to strike, federal government will rush to court, either industrial court or the normal court, to ask for injunction, stopping labor from going from striking. Even the strike that is taking place today, federal government went to court. It's just that the labor ignored the injunction, whatever government call injunction which they obtain and all of that. So government has been doing everything to frustrate the Nigerian labor movement. And it is working because the leadership of Labour have compromised over the past. So with that kind of compromise which they've been doing, so it has weakened them as a people. It has weakened the organized labor. So I think they need to sit down and get their act together so that perhaps what they did today, gradually they'll begin to win the respect of Nigeria and all of that. If not, as I'm speaking to you right now, Nigeria Labour Congress and TUC do not have any respect among Nigerians anymore.
Thank you so very much. But before I let you go, President Bola Tinubu has directed us going away. I'm going to step aside a little from the strike issue. Okay. Now, the president has directed the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission to urgently, evolve ways to improve on the welfare of the nation's judicial officers. Tinubu assured the judiciary of the federal government's commitment, to addressing the challenges confronting that arm of government, advocating for the appointment of judges of the appellate court from outside the bench. He cautioned against undue criticism of the judiciary, particularly in relation to the decision of, the decision on political cases. What am I trying to say? He has come out to say that judges' salary will be increased, that their pay will go up. Would you call this a good one, or is it a square? Would you call this a square peg in a square hole, or this is coming at a very wrong time? Tell us what you feel.
For me, what Tinubu has done for the judiciary, for me, is a welcome development. I'm sure if Tinubu had done this before the judgment of the Supreme Court, it would have been interpreted that, it was a bribe, it was a gift, it was a bribe for the judiciary. Incidentally, I'm close to some judges.
Okay.
I'm also close to some senior judicial officers, especially at the level of appellate court of appeal at the Supreme Court. Now, sometimes when you hear the salary they earn, it baffles you that a judge of the Supreme Court can be earning this kind of salary. Perhaps because their salary is not enough, is part of why, in my opinion, they take bribe. They take bribe. Like what I tell you about civil servants, that there will continue to be corruption in the civil service except there is a change. Because if somebody works for 35 years and he cannot build a house, he's struggling to train his children, and the kind of pension regime that we have is very bad. So every civil servant will want to find a way that those of them that have opportunity, they will want to steal so that after office, they can take care of themselves. But if the package is good, the pension arrangement regime is good, and you pay them well, people can save money and all of that to pay their bills. I don't think this corruption thing will actually go down. So for me, Tinubu directing Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Commission to improve on the judges' welfare by way of salary and allowances and all of that, for me, is a welcome development.
Do you think this will stop the corruption? The corruption seen recently by some judges? Will it put to an end corruption?
Corruption has become endemic in Nigeria. Corruption has now become a way of life. What is culture? Culture is a way of life. Corruption has become part of our life, part of our culture, So this will not just, but the government need to go extra mile. The way they are treating corrupt officers, if they continue like this, corruption may never go. In China, for example, in Japan, in South Korea, those places, in Malaysia, in Singapore, if somebody is charged with corruption cases and is proven, they kill the person. So the laws being operated by Nigeria are not strong enough to deter people from being corrupt. So government the national, not necessarily government, the National Assembly must come with some legislation that will be able to check corruption. But because people in high places are very, look at what happened in Kogi. Look at what happened in Kogi election. That election, how can a lot of people were killed? We are returning back to MPN era. MPN. I remember as a young, someone boy at that time, when my father and my mother were participating in politics, what happened in Kogi was an embodiment, was a symbol of the MPN era. So for me, if corruption must stop, governments must go extra mile by putting those laws in place that if you steal, so thing will happen. Can somebody steal 100 million? 100 million. You are talking of plea bargaining. After plea bargaining, if it is 100 million, for example, maybe you will take 50, you will take 40. Everybody will want to steal and do plea bargaining now. So that's it. So I think, so that's it. So they must do something different so that we can stop these people from our Commonwealth.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Victor Arogunye, for talking to us this afternoon.
My pleasure.
Do have a beautiful day today.
It's all right. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye. This is Voice of the People, and we are 90.3 FM. I told you we need to dissect a whole lot of these things, but I am also going to give you several information reaching me right now. But then let's get you into the game. Let's get you into the discussion. Can we do that? Okay. 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number, the only number to call. But then you can also do that via WhatsApp. Keep sending in messages. The number is 0700 903 9039. WhatsApp number 0700 903 9039. Then to call in 0700 903 903 903. Move away from your radio set or just turn down the volume. Thank you so very much. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, I'm Judy.
Welcome.
Happy to hear your voice.
Yeah, same here.
We had what happened about also about take heart here.
Thank you.
Thank God for joining us.
Yeah.
Take heart. Yeah.
Thank you.
God will replace you. Any 1 naira, 2 naira will come out. God will replace you here.
Amen.
You're welcome. Just take it easy for with the government a bit. You can see that when one don't go, it don't go. If there's no way coming back again. At least can use the one that are around us and see what's happening.
Yeah.
Then looking at it, thank God you don't go come back to see how Nigeria is moving and going. Even the rural area where you go see. So when we are talking or crying on radio station, it's true. Not we are just beating about the bush or try to spoil the government. No. So what happened? My own conclusion concerning what is happening today, and I know say Nigerian Labour Congress have gone strike some area. Even if not, sorry to ask this question, you two supposed to go strike too, but I don't know why you're on the station. Because you are under government.
We're not on the government. We're not on the government. It's a private body. And if we go on strike, you might not get the information again that we give you every day.
Exactly, but when we come back, we will get them, because what is happening in this country now, everyone's supposed to wake up. Not be just talk for mouth. We need to action. After theory, there must be practical, which you know. So what I'm trying to say is that what is happening now in Labour Congress, they try to play themselves, not us, we Nigeria. But at the end of the day, everything begins to come out small. So I thank God that they didn't kill himself. Yes, because if they kill him, his own is gone. They only say, sorry, once for our loss. Then they find way or the other to settle the family. That's all. So Nigeria today, if the person died, don't die. Not coming back. So we need to be careful what we are doing. If we are positioned to say something there will be a good thing in this country, somebody must go ahead and say it. Don't because of what they have offered you. Understand? Because how long will you continue that? Look at how Nigeria has become a talk of town. We have lost our beginning. We have lost our beginning in the eyes of the countries. Look at what's happening. Look at what's happening.
All right.
In fact, I will still come back because I'm just a little busy from where I'm working.
All right. It's okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much for calling. I appreciate your call. Just take it easy. All right. 0700 903 903 903. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Jude. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you so very much.
This is Mr. Monday joining your program.
Welcome.
My condolences to you. I'm so sorry, and God will make you happy back.
Amen.
And thank you very much. I don't have much to say because your analysts there have said it all. Nigeria is corrupt, so I will just leave it there. So the thing is giving me more headache. Thank you very much.
As well. Thank you so very much. All right, let's go here. Hello, good afternoon to you. This afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ikami.
Welcome.
This is Bright. I'm calling from Italy.
All right. Welcome.
I'm happy. I'm happy to see you back on the channel, and I just got to hear from the last caller. I don't know what happened, but I just send my warm greeting to you and wish you all the best. Then, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, please.
Okay. There is something I wanted to make a remark on what your guest, the caller, you had the interview with as regarded the judges and their salary, and he made mention of because their salary is so small, and that might lead to the reason why we have some corrupt judges in the system. You see, like I live abroad. If your country does not have a system where you have a minimum of a minimum way of life, there is no way you can combat corruption. Does it mean now that if you pay the judges, did you pay the people on the street? Did you increase the salary of the police? Did you increase the salary of the soldiers? Okay. So it has to be a balance. There could be a scale of reference whereby everybody is attaining a salary that can enable you have your car, take mortgages, send your children to school. By the time my salary is enough for me to do the needful for myself, according to it doesn't mean I have to be a shoemaker. Then, because I'm a shoemaker, then I cannot buy a car, I cannot take mortgages. Here in the diaspora, it's not the same. Even whatever occupation you use, as far as you are registered and you are a worker as a civil servant, it enables you to get whatever it is that you want to get to survive. So if Nigeria put themselves on that scale, I don't see where anybody will be corrupt, because whatever the judges can have, I, who is just a teacher in the nursery school, can also have it. So you don't expect to increase the salary of the senator or the judges and leave the average people behind and say you want to fight corruption. It does not work. It has to be balanced. That is why there's a capital punishment in Singapore or in China, because there is a scale of living. Because you cannot just do it and say maybe because you have certified the other people, then the other people should go to that side. So it doesn't work like that. Okay. So that's my contribution. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so very much, Bright. I appreciate your contribution. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Hello. Good afternoon to you. Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Jude.
Yes. Good afternoon.
My name is Jonathan. I'm calling from London.
Welcome, Jonathan.
Yeah, so let me quickly jump on the conversation. I know you have I just came in the middle of the program. I know that you have this title about Article 8. Atiku slams Tinubu's sinking reputation. It's not Tinubu reputation, it's the reputation of the country. So this is a wicked breakfast for the country now. So everywhere we turn to. The other day, the UK security agency and the US said that their citizen should vacate Nigeria. Now it's the turn of Dubai. So Dubai Emirates said that you are coming. They put us on hold. Now turn to Saudi So there's intelligent report about the country, except we want to deceive ourselves. So Nigerians, we are going to suffer. We are going to suffer, except we want to deceive ourselves. Even we that we are now in diaspora, we are very careful about what we do now. And moreover, I know that you have about the repatriation of Nigerians in Germany to Nigeria. So except we want to deceive ourselves, this is a hard time for everybody. So far, the people at the helm of even the ruling class now, I know they are not happy because they can't beat their chest that this is how far they have piloted the affairs of the country. Everybody's ashamed now. If all the Wole Soyinkas, Tunde Bakaris, all of them cannot confront the truth, and everybody should stand up on their feet and say that this is where we are. Going forward, if we don't do something, there's problem now. We have a lot of problem in our hand. And going by the just concluded election in Imo and Bayelsa, I want to say something.
All right.
This peace accord they are signing, this peace accord, why the committee, the likes of General Salam, Kuka, Otedola, they are part of that committee. Why can't they put fire on the leg of INEC? That for this peace accord to be successful, you have to be fair in your execution of election. You have to follow all these things to the letter. You can't preach peace and somebody is acting otherwise. It's not going to work. So people that are shunning the peace accord, that they are not going there to sign, don't blame them. Because even the Seoul Accord Committee, they are partisan.
All right.
So thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so very much for calling. I appreciate you. I appreciate your call. All right. This person said, he sent a WhatsApp message. He said, now that the NLC president is feeling the heat, they now see the need to embark on strike. Meanwhile, they didn't bother to go on strike for the hardships faced by Nigerians before, he was beaten black and blue as alleged. I don't support the strike. May God heal Nigeria. Olushoka Ajayi from Odonla Ikorodu sent in that message. All right, let's take more calls right about now. Just more. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Welcome. Good afternoon.
I am Robert Boyo.
Okay.
Maybe we should check. I've heard the messages on the radio, and I listened to the brother that just spoken now. It is wonderful that Nigeria is passing through this way now. We shan't say we are returning back to maybe the soldier days. We know that we are being ruled by the soldiers. Yes, I remember then the civilians they run around here. They say they are the Nagdekos and whatever. They will make a better government as a civilian. And here where we've come. My brother presenter, I do not know where you are working there, whether your employer, will give you the paper that carries your salary ratings. This is the salary you are taking at the end of the month. I challenge you, brother. How much is the prize money of a senator, House of Rep, even a councillor? How much is they taking home? How much is their wardrobe allowances? It is juicy. That is why you see them, they call themselves politicians. They are running there. They want to go and chop their own cake. My brother, I don't want to give them names. Overseas today, many of them, they will run from here. They go and build house overseas. Dubai now has an estate covered by Nigerians. They will run there to go and build that country. We are here suffering. How much is a bag of rice now? Sir, I will gladly tell you that 1990-91,
I remember I do go to Semeboda area. I will buy a bag of rice. Hear me well. 350 naira. 350 naira. That's what I bought. I buy it and bring it to Mile 2 in Lagos here and sell it. I will be looking for just 20 naira gain. I would have been a big man that day.
In the 90s, early 90s, you said. Right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
I do not know whether somebody can call in and not just question my language, but rebuke it that I've told a lie. Sir, can it be ever reversed? They told us they are giving us. I remember in one of the government of OBJ, early 2000s, they were giving this kind of maybe I should call it a subsidy of fertilizers now to sticks. I tell you, the man is just trying last song. The thing is not going. There are some thieves in between. I won't call them kebab. Please, let's give the right name. In between, that will subvent this thing and sell it to another channels. Today, we are looking for safety. Sometimes ago, Peter Odili, the vote that brought him to power was more than the number of registered votes. Imo, 27 local government, one certain individual get 100% in every of the local government. Miracle country. Nigeria is looking for safety.
All right.
And we are looking for a place to bath. There's trouble here.
Thank you.
I said something last week. Now I quoted Fela. Now I'll be quoting the song. He said, "You don't die. Who we are waking it from the grave?"
Thank you. I have to let you go now. I have to let you go.
Looking for peace in Nigeria.
Thank you so very much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you, and thank you again. God bless you. Now, this person is saying, he said, "Good afternoon. The hypocrisy of the politicians and even the media surprises me. One incident stands out in this current election, which everybody clearly avoided the discourse. The LP governorship candidate in Bayelsa came on the national TV to accuse the LP chairman and ESCO that they collected 100 million naira from the governor, Doye Didi. Wow. And thereby abandoned him. He was thoroughly betrayed. All the commentators, including the radio stations, pretended nothing happened. You only concentrated on Imo and Kogi states. Wow. Are you sure about that? No. It can be. But then let's go this way. Good afternoon to you.
Hello. It can be.
Hi.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to the station.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon.
I'm happy to hear your voice. This is Sugagudo from Isolo.
Welcome.
I hear about the statement you made about the judiciary to add their salaries. Is it not so?
Sure.
The president make a good decision because of they made him as a president, not Nigeria. The judiciary as well as make him as a president of the country, not Nigeria. Because he know what they do for him. That's why he want to increase their salary, make Nigeria and something. God will judge all of them. That's my contribution.
Thank you.
Are you hearing me?
Thank you so much.
Because it's not the will of God that they increase their salary while other people are suffering. If Nigeria get all Nigeria get money, but stand up or block all the answer of everywhere in Nigeria. That's I don't want to talk anything about.
Thank you so very much. Okay. Hello, good afternoon to you. Are you there? Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, sir.
Okay.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. Good afternoon. What's your name?
This is Stitches.
What you call
your name? Sir?
What you call your name?
My name is Stitches.
Okay. Okay.
Stitches. Welcome back, sir. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you.
I respect you a lot. Wow, I respect you. Thank you very much for coming back.
Thank you.
God will bless you and give you the fortitude to be the strong man that you are.
Amen.
Let me quickly just talk one or two things. They increased their, what's it called, judges' salary. That last call I just spoke my mind. Why you not going to increase the people where you put it or where you go? They increase their salary because they have done well. That's why. That's the honest truth why they increase their salary. Nothing where you want to, because there are other offices that you can increase their salary. We are still talking about minimum wage. Nobody still is not working. Now you are increasing judges. Every time are judges. Why the judges? What happened to police? What happened to the soldiers so that they give 1,200 to chop? Now they increase judges because the judges put you for where you take. Today, I swear to God, and this country is not really, oh gosh.
Take it easy.
This country has gone to, it's gone to an extent whereby we need to come out. You don't like me to say this, but I'll say it. We need to come out.
No, you don't have to say it. You don't have to. Since I don't like you to say, then keep it. Keep it. Just keep it. Just keep it, my brother. Keep it. Learn to keep things, okay? Not be every money that they spend. They keep some for pocket. Thank you. Good afternoon to you this afternoon.
My brother.
Welcome.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Good afternoon.
Okay, thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you.
It's no longer listening to this station, and I always like the analysis and the way normal allow people to say their mind. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Yeah.
For me not to waste much time listening to people. Although I'm not going to insult anybody or say things that will not be acceptable, but I want to know the area of these judges they are talking about, increase judge salary, whatever. I read the newspaper where one of the retired judges of the federal high court or whatever saying one thing or the other, say there is corruption. In fact, why is it now that he retired that he not saying when you know that there is corruption in that? Why did he say it when he was in service? That's number one. There are judges' salary, whatever in this country. In fact, it is happening. Then I want to ask questions. NSA now, they are now on strike, doing whatever in this and that. Has NSA one day go about to other companies like going to Ota, Songo, Adara, Ikeja, and go and see how Nigerians are suffering in the hands of all these India, China, Japanese? I happen to be a citizen. That's why I'm talking about it. I see how they are using people. I see they are using Nigerians like a slave. And everybody just run to Africa and other countries. They say they are using us as a slave. What? Are they not? Is the way they are using us in this country as a slave? It's not in the Igbo country, a country or whatever. Then that's what. Another thing is, they do not think about our welfare, Nigerians' welfare. It's about their own every time. Then you're not talking of civil servants. Someone said the other time that when they don't do this, they don't increase their money, how they get to send their children to school, how they do this and that. Is the civil servant, are they not the ones that be contributing to the corruption in this country? If they bring anybody to any ministry now, you don't know anything there. It is the civil servant there that will show the person way how to do it, either in the right way or the wrong, but mostly in the wrong way.
All right.
And corruption, how are we going to kill corruption in this country? We don't used to normally talk to that area. Is the capital punishment? What is the capital punishment? My brother, don't let God be people accept. As it happens in other countries, China, whatever they are talking about today, we have to be killing. Anybody that kill, I want to kill that person, because anybody that stole money, they are killer. For me to talk to another person, you contribute. I remember when Rollins was even in Ghana. But about the United States of Australia, he said, Rollins, stop killing. He said, I will kill more. I will use their blood to kill Ghana. He said, because fair robbers are more wicked than armed robbers. Armed robbers only steal. You only put one family into trouble. He said, but fair robbers, you put your country into trouble. My brother, may God help us. Let us do something about capital punishment to kill corruption in our country.
Thank
because
you.
corruption is already killing us.
All right.
Part and part of our life.
Thank you.
My brother, bye-bye.
Thank you so very much. Thank you, and thank you again. Can I just touch on this particular message? Okay. Let me see before I take more calls. Good afternoon. My name is Festus from Alakbere, K2. Increase in salary can never reduce corruption, let alone stop it. Corruption is part of us now in Nigeria. Capital punishment for corruption is what we need in this country. There's still billions, but nothing happens to them. Every other person will join the system. Okay. Let's see how it goes. Let's talk to this person. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Jude.
Yes, good
How
afternoon
are
to
you today?
I'm fine. I'm doing great.
This is John Legend calling from Mushi.
Oh, welcome, John.
Yeah. You see that when I always say that this APC has failed, people.
Hello, John. Sorry, that your location is quite noisy. Like very, very noisy. Okay, maybe you should move away a little and then call back if you can. Okay, yeah. 0700 903 903 903. WhatsApp 0700 903 9039. Okay, and let's do it. Good afternoon. Endeavor to move away from your radio set. I told you if you must call me, first of all, move away from your radio set so we can hear you. Okay? Yeah. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Good morning, Kevin.
Okay. Welcome.
To hear your voice once again.
Thank you.
This Tony.
Oh, Tony, welcome.
Yes.
Yeah.
My own thing is that what a mighty falling. And Nigeria being the giant of Africa, making noise everywhere. How can they have their president with his entourage in the city of Saudi and on airborne, all the visas was cancelled. Total embarrassment to the highest order. I can remember the like of Olusegun Obasanjo cannot take such insult. I know the kind of person he is. But what a mighty fall. Do you know what it is? That now I invite you to come and meet me in Chicago. You're with me dining. And then your parents or your siblings are coming to meet me and you. And I tell them they should not come. That means you yourself there is not even welcome. That's what it is. If I can turn your citizen back, not to come to, after giving them visa, they have their visa, and they're coming probably for pilgrimage, which you know is normal for them to come and go. And they turn them on airborne, makes them to lose their flight money, make the the cost it is for them, the loss it is. If you shut them down, maybe before they take over, they would have lost their money. You know what it is? I never seen such embarrassment. And people are busy taking pictures of Saudi investors. I told them, no investor is coming. Go and organize the security. Gide, I'm a Nigerian. I cannot invest in this country, Nigeria, because there's no security. I used to send things down, but I don't do it again. Because you can send something down under the current rate of price. Next time you fall down or you go up. It's no instability. You have to do something first before you invite someone to your house. You have to make cleaning up in your house. You have to clean your house, make your house neat for you to invite a VIP in your house. They can't tell them to come in. They don't have that information, that intelligence. What is happening in our country? And it's not you only went there to take pictures and say they are coming to bring billion for what? Let the government please take care of security first before talking about investors coming out. Investors go where there's enabling. If your land is fertile, I will come there and ask, please, can you give me a portion? Let me plant my plants there. But if your land is not fertile, I can't come there. So our land so far is not fertile. There's no agriculture. How many people are going to agrics now in Nigeria? As I said, oh my God.
It's okay.
Let me know, it's okay.
It's
Have
okay.
a blessed day.
Thank you so very much for calling. I appreciate that. This is Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. We're taking calls, but then I have someone who just walked into the studio right now. My intention was to bring him on air tomorrow, but I think he's gonna do today and have him tomorrow. Yes, when it comes to the issue of judges, I think I would also want him to talk about it, because he's one of the bigger guys at the top. So we must ask him why, what he sees about it, and all of these things. Yeah. Now, I want him to quickly comment on it. I'm talking about CP Chukwusemonu. Good afternoon to you, sire.
Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon to you. Welcome to VOP FM.
Thank you.
All right. Now, the information reaching us as regards pay rise, is that the president has directed the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission to urgently evolve ways to improve on the welfare of the nation's judicial officers. And some Nigerians are saying, hey, it is because they gave the president an opportunity to become the president. But some have come out to say, well, it's a good one, but then this is not the right time. And some have also come out to say, what about the police? Why not increase salaries of the police, army, and some other workers? CP, what do you have to say about this?
Well, following the inflationary trend and the prevailing economic situation, it is worth the while to improve the conditions of service as well as the remuneration for judicial officers, that's judges and those working in the judiciary, as well as the police, and maybe some other security, armed security services. Because with the removal of the fuel subsidy and the way the Naira has really nosedived against the dollars, many of the personnel within those areas we've just mentioned, whatever they take home may not really be a living wage, because it can hardly assuage the domestic challenges they are having. So it's a worthwhile thing to increase their remuneration.
At this point in time, that's what Nigerians are asking. Now we're saying we're having issues with the judiciary. They're not doing the bidding of Nigerians. And now the president is increasing their salary. Some persons will say good radiance to bad rubbish or something.
Well, that's an executive position. Is the directive of the president.
What about the military? What about the police?
Well, I believe both of them will follow in pari passu. But my worry, to be very frank with you, is where is even the resources to do that? Because from the position of things, the nation is deep into debt. It's a debt-ridden condition. That's where the nation finds itself as we speak. We are using almost 90 to 95% of the revenue we are getting to service debts. And it doesn't augur well at all. So they have to putting their thinking cap, especially those who are advising the government in their various capacities, should sit down and work out how to get more revenue into the system. And in as much as they are servicing the debt, so they will think along provision of other services like health, education, and so on and so forth, and even the infrastructure. You cannot continue endlessly borrowing without profiling a solution on how to pay back those debts.
There's something the president said. He calls it, there's a statement he made rather. He said undue criticism on the judiciary.
Yes.
He is cautioning against undue criticism of the judiciary in relation to decision on political matters, CP.
Well, there's that apathy amongst the populace concerning what is playing itself out in the judiciary. The layman and even the common man is not really happy with them, or they are not satisfied with what we are seeing vis-a-vis elections, which even made people who are very vocal, somebody like Olisa Agbakoba SAN, to say that what he sees in the judiciary, especially the Supreme Court, has become ridiculous. That in his 45 years of practice as a lawyer, that he has never seen it this bad before. He gave instances where people like the present Senate President and the former Senate President were slotting it out in Ego Square to become President of Nigeria. They never participated because it's not constitutionally and by the Electoral Act. You can't be running for two offices at the same time. But they ended up being in National Assembly as senators. So the way and manner they did it is still a big mystery to the eyes of the public, both the learned and non-learned Nigerians. Learned in quotes. I'm talking of the lawyers and those who are not lawyers, but lettered, And okay, look at even what happened in the scenario in Enugu State, where the Director General of the NYSC, a serving Brigadier General, came out and said that they didn't issue any discharge certificate from the NYSC to the governor there. And the court still went ahead and said that the certificate the man is parading.
But the matter has been concluded.
And it's concluded. So these are part of the reason why there is that lack of confidence, no trust, and apathy towards the judiciary, because they feel that it is anything goes. That's what you see in the judiciary these days. That's the public opinion anyway. And they are entitled to have their opinion. And they are expressing their grievances, which is covered under their fundamental human right. So nobody will fault them for holding such opinions or positions against the judiciary.
How would you look at the accomplishment of the judiciary in the last 5 years?
Honestly speaking, from the assessment of Olisa Agbakoba and even the judge that retired recently, the justice that retired recently from the Supreme Court, their rating has really gone low and is still declining.
Wow.
The way the public views the judiciary.
But then the president has come out to say that he is so proud of the accomplishment of the judiciary in the cause of nation building, both locally and in a global scene.
Yeah, but well, the Nigerians will see it because he's a beneficiary from the decision of the judiciary, both at the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal and in the Supreme Court. So since he's ultimate beneficiary from there, anything he says, whether he means it or not, will be viewed in that direction. That why would he not say a thing like that? After all, it benefited him. And the same will apply to somebody like Peter Mbai in Enugu and Hope Uzodinma in Imo State. So that is exactly where we have found ourselves. And
CP.
Yes.
Yes. Well, Let me hold it there and take some more calls. Okay, 0700 903 903 903. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, good afternoon. Welcome.
This is Chooks calling from Mushi.
Okay.
In terms of the increment of the salary of the judiciary, we all supposed to know that the judiciaries and the lawyers are the people who kept this country in this way. Why? Because they say that they are the lawmakers. And now, when you look at Nigeria now, everybody is above the law. And they accepted it. They are supposed to call people to order. They don't call people to order now. Politicians give them order on what they judge in the courts. What politicians decide is what they will do. Means everybody is above the law. What everybody faces is something that is nothing. We are talking of increment of salary. Increase police salary, increase army salary, increase everybody's salary to 1 billion. Nigeria is still what it is. That is not the way to fight corruption. You increase salary to 1 billion, it will not fight the corruption. It will help the country to be going down more and more. Now, look at somebody who is not doing anything. It is in a month, they only gather once or twice. The money they are being paid can be used even in a state. One person earns the money that can be used in a state.
All right.
Please, we're supposed to think of all these things and correct our mistakes.
Thank you.
Nigeria is bad already. How do we fix it on?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Now, this person sent in a message and he said, Nigerians are very funny people with short memory. These same people that are calling Nigeria's labor action as partisan are the same people who became docile, partisan with what party did you call it, and could not reject against Buhari's maladministration, and we are today suffering the fallout. Labour should continue till they get better, like those who are using the SUV of about 160 million naira and yacht. And for the judiciary, that is the appreciation for sitting on justice against Nigerian citizens. Leo from Idimu sent in that message. Okay, let's quickly see if we can take this call. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ikami Judy.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, CP Chooks.
Good afternoon to you.
Ikami Judy, welcome back.
Thank you.
My name is Chooks, calling from UK.
Welcome. We have two Chooks now calling back to back, and there is a Chooks in the studio. Okay, let's go.
And the CP is Chooks as well.
Of course.
Thank
you. I just want to talk about the election. You know, this is why we're crying for what happened in the both Appeal Court and the Supreme Court. This is the only reason, you know. And I said it. I don't know if it is here on your show or your sister program. That the danger of this is that it will tell politicians do whatever to get your name on to get that certificate of return. Forget about the rest. This is exactly what we're saying. Look, even allegedly, like I said, the picture where military are guiding people just to fill in the results. Look at how they caught people with weapons and all kinds of things in an election, just off-cycle election, where they know that the security is huge. I mean, who is even accounting for all this fund being expended in this manner? Look at how much they gave the police. Shame on Nigerian police for collecting our money and doing this kind of job. Look at it. This is the danger of all these things. Who is going to call who to order now? If the court cannot call anybody to order, who is going to call who to order? Look at NLC. You went there, beat up the man. I'm not standing for NLC. Don't get me wrong, right? He went up there, beat up the man, as usual, because this is what has been happening to citizens, and this is why I cry to the press. If you keep supporting this, if you keep mute, there's gonna come a time they will be coming for that sector. This is why we are crying. You went and brutalized a man, you run to court to go and get an injunction. Who does that?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. CP.
Thank you.
Keep on the good work, but it's very, very disappointing. It's very, very disappointing.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. This person is saying over 70 Nigerian private sector players were invited to participate in the ongoing intra-African trade fair in Egypt. However, the majority of them could not secure visas for no justifiable reason, according to a Guardian report. The curiosity is that are all these Arabian insulting Nigerians mere coincidence? Well, Ostaino is asking a lot of questions there. Well, he said, I am back to it again, please. We need to support the NLC strongly to checkmate these leaders because they are the only available mouthpiece of the people now. The destiny of Nigeria is in our own hands. We need to rise and fight for good governance from any government in power at all levels. Festus from Alakwere sent in that message. Let's see if we can read more now. Good afternoon. I heard you doubting the veracity of the allegations made by the LP governorship candidate in Bayelsa State. I did not doubt that, though. It's nothing, or it's something you can easily verify. Get in touch with the man. Eradiri, that's the name. Okay. Thank you, though. I appreciate you. CP Chooks, you see, increasing judiciary salary. Is that the rightful thing? Because all those judicial judges, or all those judges are so comfortable in their houses. What about poor Nigerians that are suffering? This shows how Nigeria, corruption, it's okay. Let's see if we can read just one or two before we run. Good afternoon. Please, can judiciary be redeemed back and how? Please, let CP help us with the answer. Daniel from Oshodi. Maybe we'll wrap up with that. CP, how do we go about this? I mean, can judiciary be redeemed? Can their image be redeemed? If yes, how?
It is left for the judiciary to purge itself of the bad eggs, in quotes, amongst the fold. I think a similar thing had happened, but though that was under the military regime anyway. In 1984, when the government of Muhammadu Buhari toppled Shehu Shagari's government, most of the judicial officers, some of the judges that were involved in handling cases that didn't turn out well, were forcefully retired by the military regime, that came on board that time. I don't want to call names, but those people know themselves. And the lawyers, the older lawyers who have been in the system, know the people I'm referring to. They flushed all of them out. And it's like that didn't send any signal. It didn't send any message. In fact, it appears that things like that, those drastic measures are usually taken anytime you have a dictatorial government. Like during Abacha's time, you don't try nonsense and give any judgment that is controversial. They quickly retire you and replace you with some other person. If you don't take time, they even start investigating you. The time the things slowed down was during Abdul Salam Abubakar, between 8th of June 1998 to 29th of May 1999. It was like a transitional government.
Yeah.
So that time, Abdul Salam Abubakar was busy trying to do a transitional government to hand over to the civilian dispensation. That was the time they fashioned out the 1999 Constitution, did all those electoral acts and so on and so forth. I did the election and went away. Ever since then, the way we are seeing things go and the way the judiciary has been going has not been the best in the eyes of the public. Well, I am not in a position to judge them. The ultimate judge is God in heaven. He sees us, he sees our heart, he sees our carriage, he sees our conduct and all that. But our people should try as much as they can to fear God and have that conscience guiding their action. Because what does it profit a man if you gain the whole world and at the end of the day lose your soul? For those of us who are Christians anyway. So with those guiding principles, I expect that they will have a change of heart and bring decency, some modicum of decency into the polity and into dispensing justice. That's just the way forward.
Thank you so very much, CP.
Yes.
For talking to us this afternoon.
Thank you.
We are Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. CP, really, I wish we could continue talking. You know, I really wish we could continue talking. Yeah, but then we have to go now. All of those who called in, I want to say thank you. Those who sent in their messages, thank you so very much. But I'll be here tomorrow. 1 p.m. is the time. Okay? Join me again. My name is Jude. It can be Jude. And to everyone, I want to say thank you, and thank you again. Good afternoon. I'm out of here.